Hi, this is Domenico, live from Palermo. I'm co-founder and director of the design lab Push, and today I'm here to present you our research and innovation project Move, whose Push was the project coordinator. I will give an overview of the project, then I will talk about the results we achieved, and then I will give you a few insights about our next steps. So, what's Move bottom line? We wanted to transform sustainable mobility into a sport game, and so the cities in general, into playgrounds where citizens could play and have a positive impact. And so, in order to do that, we followed an approach by mixing two different kind of methodologies. The first one is the bottom up, so engaging directly people, single users, in order to change bad habits about mobility, trying to improve their behaviors. And the other one is the top down, so work together with public administration, policymakers, trying to co-design people and not car-oriented urban policies. And now we do that with Move by mixing game dynamics, so a game, and data analysis. So through the game, citizens, users trying to change their behavior in a fun and engaging way, and on the other end, through the data that we collect, we are able to redesign and improve mobility policies. That's Move in a nutshell. So, in order to achieve our results, we did some steps, 6 steps, that we call the 6 steps to build happier cities. The first steps we followed with Move was engage the communities. So start by talking to people. And then, once we had communities on board, we worked with them in order to co-create game elements, game dynamics, in order to create a digital game that could meet all the needs expressed by people. And then we transform these elements into requirements, and we develop our mobile app and we test our service through 3 different cycles of testing. In order to enhance the number of users, active users in particular, we promote the use of the app at city level in order to reach as much citizens as possible, and then we collect and organize all the data gathered via the app, via our game. And then finally, once we have all the data collected, we work again with the communities, public administrations, stakeholders, citizens, in order to use the data as a starting point to redesign and improve mobility policies. And we did it in a very fun way by developing our own tools for co-creation, such as games and other nice and very original tools. By developing new game dynamics, in particular the most successful was the Sustainable City Tournament, a tournament that challenged all the cities that were part of Move and the citizens, of course, in order to find the most sustainable city through weekly matches. And finally, we use the data, as I already said, in order to extract further value by using all these maps and other kind of data visualization to improve the cities and the urban policies of the cities. What about our results? They were impressive in our opinion. Let's start by the most important, the CO2 reduction. Move first objective was to try to change and improve people's behavior about sustainable mobility. And we did it. Through our game, to our app, all the active users measured a global reduction in terms of CO2 emissions of the 17%. It's a very high value. On the other end, the game was quite successful, and a lot of people, nearly 80,000 users, download and use it. And so we had the chance to register a global amount of 260,000 sustainable kilometers to our app. And then finally, the last part, the new ideas that popped up from the data and from the co-creation workshop we organized at the end of the cycle. Through Move, citizens, policymakers and other stakeholders at local level worked together and created 61 new ideas in order to improve mobility within cities. And some of them were practically applied by the city administrations. But apart from them, we also had additional results. The first one was the engagement. We had a very high move reach. More than 500,000 of people have been reached by Move, via social media, printed communication, organized events, etc., etc. It's a very high number. But we also actively engaged within our cities more than 20,000 citizens, both online and offline, through Move events, happenings, workshops, and so forth. The second additional result is about our network. We had the chance to build a very strong and interactive networks of cities and universities. We started by the 6 Move pilot cities, which were part of the initial consortium, but then through 2 open calls that we launched throughout the project, we had the chance to bring on board 16 new associate cities and then 19 universities. With these partners, we had the chance to test our app, our service, but we're going to work in the future also with them. So this is a strong network that we're going to exploit also in the future. And third additional result, the awards. We were selected by the German Ministry of Environment and we won the Better Together Award in 2019. And at the same time, we had also the chance of winning the Forum PI Award and Global Hobby Awards, 2 awards from 2 national organizations in Italy and in Portugal. And then the last but not least additional result is about our algorithm for CO2 reduction. It has been certified and verified by RINA, an organization leader in this kind of algorithms, and now it complies with the UNI and ISO 14164. This is very important results because now with Move we can certify, we can count and validate every single kilogram of CO2 that we can save by using our service. And then next steps. Since the project was very successful, we decided to transform the research project into a new co. And so we established at the end of the research of the Horizon 2020 project the Move SRLSP, a benefit corporation that will try in the next year to build a sustainable business upon our Move research, our game, and all the findings and the results that we obtained in the past years. I'm very proud of that, of course, and we are now working despite the COVID-19 crisis, trying to be ready for the next spring in order to launch our service and work together with schools, universities, companies and other organizations, promoting Move as an internal tool for changing the mobility of communities. And the second and last next step is about the legacy of our project. The last output we released within our Move project was the Movigator, an open how-to guide explaining step by step how to adopt Move within a specific community. It could be your university, your school, your city, your company, etc., etc., etc. It's an open tool that can be found at movigator.movegame.com, and I encourage, of course, all of you who would like to test and adopt our solution to go there and try to see how easy it's trying to change the mobility by simply playing. I think that's it. Thanks a lot for the time, for your attention, for the opportunity to present through these very important conferences. I would like to hear about you for feedback or every kind of question you could have. So if you have, just send me an email. You can see here my email address. That's it. Thanks again and have a nice day. Let's move.